Welcome back to Good Day Stateline. It's Tuesday Trends today, and today we're talking about the trendy idea that you might want to skip the at-home big game party and visit one of your favorite local bars or restaurants. Instead, it's all part of the Spirit of Community campaign. Karen Grill is here to tell us all about it. Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. So we want to talk about, this really cool concept that you guys have come up with. And the idea, of course, traces all the way back to 2020 and how COVID-19, of course, has really affected our local bars and restaurants. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, after 2 years of navigating the struggles brought on by the pandemic, neighborhood bars and restaurants are still struggling and are facing closures, permanent closures across the country. They've faced challenges due to mandated closures, to capacity restrictions, consumer hesitancy to come out, rising costs of food supplies, and costs of business modifications for making outdoor structures to-go programs and taking extra steps to keep their staff and guests safe. So without continued support, hundreds of thousands of restaurants are at risk of closing permanently, which can threaten widespread job loss, supply chain disruption, and the loss of community gathering spaces and family-owned businesses. So restaurants really do need our help now more than ever.
I think it's so important to talk about because, we have been in this pandemic for 2 years, right? And in the early days when we were all literally sitting at home, it was a lot of order takeout, support your local restaurants, at least right here locally. It was very much, that was like on top of our minds. And I think as we've figured out how to live our lives now, still in the midst of a pandemic, some of that has kind of gone to the back of our minds because we're trying to figure out how to go to work and kids and all this other stuff. But it's clearly still a problem.
It's still very much a problem facing local bars and restaurants, and critical support is still needed for about 500,000 local businesses that remain at risk of closure. And just to give you another number, more than 90,000 establishments have closed permanently just in the first year of the pandemic. So the Botanist and the Independent Restaurant Coalition are mobilizing Americans to show their support for the bar and restaurant community while they're continually facing hardship.
So tell us a little bit about the Independent Restaurant Coalition, because before talking to you, I've actually never heard of it.
So the Independent Restaurant Coalition is a group of chefs and independent restaurant owners that started with the express interest of just getting restaurants back on their feet and to help put through legislature that will help bars and restaurants keep going. So the Botanist is partners with the Independent Restaurant Coalition, and as you mentioned earlier, we are launching the Spirit of Community campaign as we announce our first ever TV commercial with a grand debut of the Super Bowl. So in support of the Independent Restaurant Coalition and their critical work helping local bars and restaurants, we're hoping to really mobilize and engage Americans by trying to get their attention during the biggest night of TV, which is the Super Bowl.
So how long have you guys been working on this? Because it seems like it's a big task to create an ad for the Super Bowl.
Well, so both the Botanist Isla Dry Gin and the Independent Restaurant Coalition both started with community in mind and prioritizing people first. So while this is not something new to the fabric that makes up the Botanist, you can find out all of that information at saverestaurants.com if you want to dig a little deeper into the partnership itself.
All right, so we are celebrating Big Game Week here on Good Day Stateline. So before we go, gotta ask you, what is your favorite snack to have on hand if you're watching a 3-hour football game?
Oh, my favorite snack. I'm not gonna lie, I really like vegetables and dip. It might be really boring, but I will say those vegetables go really great in a gin martini with the Botanist gin.
That's a good combo. Do you have any special kind of dip you like, or are you just straight ranch?
I think I might be a straight ranch girl.
That seems like a good combo, actually, with gin. I feel like the flavors of ranch and gin, I wouldn't put them in the same cup, but just at the same spread might work out pretty well. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
If you've seen any trends on social media you want us to try, you want us to talk about for Tuesday Trends, you can send them to us on Facebook or email us anytime at gds@fox39.com. We'll be right back.